Hello, welcome to the second L8C Podcast. This topic is on music. I am here with Mr. Penguins
Hello, sir.
and our editor.
Hi.
Yeah, and then I am Zach. So the first thing we'll talk about is what kind of music do we like and why do we like it? I'll let Penguins answer first.
Alright. So, I'm pretty off meta type of listener. Listen to that weird shit, dog. You know, some of that. What? It's shit's not bad. That's a swear
Cancel.
word. Cancel or screw you. That. Alright. What about you, Zach?
I am a heavy metal fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just heavy metal, nothing else.
I like rock. I like classical music.
Classical's pretty good.
Yeah. I do not like country. I think a majority of people do not like country, but there's still the people who do.
I feel like country gets a little too much hate, you know?
I mean,
I feel like it's pretty good.
writing songs about your truck leaving you are pretty sad.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
I swear.
I love metal just because of like all the different subgenres it has. Like, just because of like the different combinations too. Like, you can have a really heavy song with like a really like generic pop sounding kind of beat going with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Or you can have like
For the people at home, what's the difference between metal and rock there, buddy? Because
so rock
myself.
is so with rock it's basically a less heavier and aggressive kind of thing going with it.
So what, like the tempo is the difference between them?
Tempo, and typically in rock songs you won't hear people screaming or yelling.
But is that like a guarantee that has to be in metal?
It's not a guarantee. There's a lot of different things that classify different types of metal and rock.
Mm-hmm.
Recently with rock it's become a little more on the country side of things. It's not totally country, but it has like the same kind of like guitar riffs and just like different lyrics and what it's about. And then like with metal, what makes metal is how aggressive it can get and just how loud it is too, the volume. And typically rock is played with an acoustic guitar or like it's weird. It's a hard.
Were you gonna say electric guitar?
Well, it is. I guess the guitars don't matter because I was thinking like a lot of rock songs I've listened to are with acoustic guitars, but now that I think about it, a lot of songs also use electric and bass guitars.
All right, that's all I want to know.
So, what other music do you enjoy?
Along with me saying weird shit, I also like to jump between, cause what's it called? Like half a year back would have been classical. Couple months later, it was like a little bit of EDM, and now I don't know what the fuck I'm into.
Same. Kidding. Obviously, I know what I'm into.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it quite interesting that you listen to EDM. I can't really picture it. Like that's the one genre I don't think you enjoy.
No, there's some good shit in there. All right, let's
Anything you would like to add to that? Like,
Off-
is there any particular reason why that music catches your eye
EDM
or your ear? Like any of the stuff you listed.
You'd mostly just because of like the rhythm, like, and that's why I'd
Very
like 'em.
rhythm heavy.
I just like listening to it and like bumping to, you know, straight up vibing, dog.
Oh hell yeah!
But anyways, let's go on to the next question. It's been up there for a while.
So the our top favorite songs of all time, top 5. So do you want to go first or should I go first? Because I have a list.
If you have a list, I'll let you go for it.
Okay, so my top favorite song of all time is Vermilion by Slipknot. Second would be Horror Babylon by Cult of the Sun.
Before you continue, would you like to describe those ones?
I'm gonna do it after I list it.
Ah, gotcha.
And then my third would be Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden. And then fourth is Bulletproof by Godsmack. And then The Unforgiven 3 by Metallica. So the reason I enjoy Vermilion so much by Slipknot, it's a 2-part song, but I like the first part mostly. It has this like very dark vibe to it, and it's very what's the word? It just has this like creepy rhythm that sounds really nice. It's like hypnotizing almost.
Scary rhythm, like
it's not scary. It's
full, or like it's got tension, or like
it has tension.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second song I said, Horror Babylon. That song is a newer one from, I believe, 2017. It came out. I really like that song because, again, it has that creepy vibe where a lot of it is just... It's not... I'm thinking of another song.
No, keep going.
No, this song, it has a lot of guitar riffs, and it's just very pop sounding. Like it has a very catchy melody, which is very enjoyable. And then for third song, Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden is one of the first bands that I listened to when I got into metal, and that song is just, it's so catchy, and it's just a classic, and it has a lot of what's the word? I'm drawing a blank.
What you looking for? What word?
The word that describes like value of I'm so it has a lot of value for me because it's the first song, or one of the first songs.
Oh, it's nostalgic.
Yeah,
that's the word you're looking for.
Nostalgic, right? Value to me.
Damn.
And then the fourth song being Bulletproof, I really enjoy. That's by Godsmack. I really enjoy that song. It's not necessarily metal, but it's more on the rock side. It just has, again, that really good guitar riff going.
Mm-hmm.
And gets just like a good song to headbang to. And then the last song being, I gotta look, making this list was difficult. The Unforgiven by Metallica, the third one.
Mm-hmm. What's that about?
It's interesting because it starts off with this piano thing for 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about this guy who goes overseas finding treasure.
Oh, so you just like the theme of the song?
Yeah, I really enjoy how just how soft it is as a rock song. It's just it goes from classical into like a softer rock song.
All right.
How about your top 5? Did you research?
I'm gonna have to pull 5 off the top of my head right now. I'll go to like different genres. All right. Throw me a genre. I honestly don't have
your favorite EDM song.
Favorite EDM song. What's it called? There was a Zed song I liked a lot. It was Done with Love or something like that. That was a pretty spicy song. It had a good bass drop. I liked it. Had nice rhythm. All right, throw another one.
What about jazz? I know
jazz.
You like jazz.
Oh, Cowboy, best man. Gotta go with Saint James Infirmary Blues. I think that's the name. Editor, can you confirm you're not doing anything?
So
no, I don't listen to jazz.
Nah. I just wanted you to look it up.
Like what genre of
yeah,
jazz?
it's a St. James Infirmary. That's pretty good.
What genre of jazz is that?
I couldn't tell you.
Is it like
honestly?
is like more scat or?
I didn't. It has scat in it, so yeah, it's pretty catchy. I like it.
Okay, how about, do you listen to folk music at all?
Folk music. I have.
I feel like that's something you would listen to.
I have. I don't think I have one. I don't think I
Okay.
remember any of the names to bring up at the top of my head.
How about classical music?
Classical music? I gotta go with frick.
Which Beethoven symphony?
Which Beethoven symphony? You're a funny guy. Actually, no. There was a piece I heard from like
I really enjoy Chopin.
There was a piece I heard that was in the classical style, but it's like
Is it Apocalyptica song?
Here, what's it called? Here, let me find it. I found it the weirdest way. I was watching some video about what's it called? Top 10 fan boss designs for Eden Ring, the From Software game. I just listened to it and I loved it. Let me pull it up. Give me a minute. It's called Erda's Ring by Ricardo Amig. That's Amig. It's pretty good. It has some very nice high beats, some low beats. It got a really good percussion, you know, nice drums.
Bump, 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 bump.
Yeah, very classical. Anyways, that's like what, 4, 3?
3.
3. I can't count.
Okay, how about power metal? There's a particular song I think I know you like.
Power metal?
Yeah.
I
That's like where they use the keyboards in Dragon Force.
Dragon Force is pretty good, yeah.
Which one
But,
in
like,
particular?
I can't. That's kind of mainstream. I mean, Through the Fire and the Flames. If you
Is there something wrong with liking a mainstream song?
No, it's not. But I'm just gonna get yelled at
By who?
by one person in particular. You know your name. Anyways, last genre.
What was one of the ones you mentioned before? As you can see, I'm a very good listener.
Oh, amazing.
How about pop music?
Pop music?
Yeah, let's go super mainstream.
If I wanted to go even more mainstream than that, what's that happy song? I can't remember.
You mean Happy?
Is it literally called Happy? Oh, it's been a while. I could either go that or I could. I was just gonna say Queen's fucking freaking my bad Bohemian Rhapsody. Even though that's not like current pop, that's still pop.
Let's move on to our next topic, which is the discussion of hip hop being the dominant music right now. So
there you go.
How do you feel about hip hop in the past couple of years coming to rise and just?
Okay. Before we say that, let's define it a bit because it's a little broad.
Yeah, I need help.
Like, what exactly do you mean? Can we get like a good
I meant
song?
When I originally wrote the topic question, I was thinking rap and hip hop because to kind of go hand in hand from my understanding. I'm not an active listener, so
I guess it's like not every what's it called? Hip hop has rap, but like every rap has hip hop.
I guess. What is the difference between the two? I think.
I think it's a little broad, but we'll just say rap and hip hop.
From my understanding, if I were to define the two, I would say rapping is where you're doing that whole really fast verses, as where with hip hop you're going a lot slower, and it's more rhythm.
I feel like the difference is like rap is more lyric oriented, or like they just find a nice flow and everything, and then hip hop's probably more beat. But that's how I'd say it. But anyways, how long it'll remain popular for teens? Honestly,
well, I don't think it's just teens. I think it's people from like 10 to like early 30s.
From ages 10 to 30.
Like currently?
Yeah, is that like
maybe
no.
not 30, but mid 20s.
The question specifies teens, right? Teens is.
I originally wrote the question. He rewrote the question incorrectly to what I wanted to cover.
So the question is, how long will hip hop remain popular?
It was just how popular it is.
No, popular. Yeah. Okay.
Because right now, just like everything is hip hop.
Honestly, if I'd have to say, I think somebody will find something new in like the next 2 decades. I say.
I wouldn't be surprised if it did, but because of just how music's kind of moving into that like quickly produced kind of thing, because rap and hip hop being dominant kind of means that music.
Got a hot take? Oh, yeah. Nah. Keep going.
It's kind of. I lost my thought process.
Well, anyways, if I'd have to give my take,
I remember. I'm cutting you off.
I did to you. That's okay.
So with it becoming, if it stays mainstream, I think that the issue is that the standard for music overall just drops because
you think it sounds hip-hop and rap is like cutting the quality.
I think it is personally.
Really?
Because
that's subjective. I feel like that's your take on it.
Let me sit at a computer and just press random buttons and then make a beat and then
it's not random. Music itself is like inherently formulaic. Like you can't just randomly hit shit and have that be a good song. And if it is, that's because people are idiots.
And then got lucky.
Because there are some good songs. You can't deny that.
Well, to me, because when I do listen to it, it just sounds so. Almost each song sounds like it has the same like beat going to it, or like actual like music. Like when I say actual music, I mean like instruments and stuff, not including speaking or like singing.
So you're telling me you just want like different instruments to hear over too?
It's not that's the issue, because I think that I don't even know if half of them are instruments, to be honest. They just sound like computer generated sounds, like just like beep boop.
Okay, boomer. First things first.
That's a fair thing to say.
First things first. What's the difference? Like. They still both produce sounds, right? And you can inherently jam out the song.
What I'm saying though is I don't find that to be an issue. I just find that because currently it sounds like just a lot of the same like type of sounds are like put together in a song for like multiple songs.
Well, I feel like that's, for one, maybe you haven't gone into it deep enough, which is fair enough.
Clearly not.
Because it's also, like, intermixed with, like, pop music.
Well, that's why I wanted to discuss this, because I want to be educated.
Obviously, pop is, like, popular music, and, like, to be popular music, you have to be, like, catchy, and you gotta, like, produce a shit that just, like, sticks with people. So, like, obviously, like, it's gonna be a little formulaic like that. But anyways.
Yeah, but I guess I think that I think it's gonna stay dominant for at least another 5 years.
Another 5 years? That's how long you're giving it?
Yeah, at least. At most, it could go for, like you said, 2 decades.
I'm saying like a decade at minimum.
There. I actually have an interesting question to ask that goes into what we were saying before about pop music.
Yeah.
Like, how did pop become a genre is the real question.
Are you saying that because pop just means popular music?
Yeah, like, how do people define that as a genre?
Well, if it's, like, really catchy and, like, it gets into it really fast, I feel like that's, like, pop music.
Like, could you say, like, Elvis was once pop?
Isn't Elvis more
He's rock, but, like, could you say that he was once pop?
Well, he's like, a kind of pop, I guess. I don't know. That's more your field. Like,
I think.
Do you think he's more rock than pop, or more pop than rock?
The question that I'm
pop and rock.
trying to find an answer for is how is it? How do you like define what pop music is? Like you said, like the catchy beat. I think currently what we can go off of is a lot of the mid 2000s pop songs.
If you wanted to go really like textbook definition, if it was popular, it could be defined as pop music. If you really wanted to go textbook definition, but like there's some debates over it, and it's it's subjective. So I mean that's my take on it.
Yeah,
this whole topic's subjective.
I just find it interesting that you can call that, as long as it's popular, you can call it pop.
Well, what else would it be then?
Well, like, what? I'm just like, that's fair enough to say, because like, what else would it be? But I'm just like surprised it's become its own genre. It's just like,
yeah. So let's come back to the topic.
Move on to a new question.
Oh, new question. Well, sorry for people who wanted to know. Does hip hop artists?
I thought we covered that because we were talking.
We talked about it like.
Let's talk about.
Next question. This new one. Refresh the brain.
I think that they prioritize quantity over.
Well, so. I mean, if they found the formula that makes popular songs, obviously greedy people are just going to capitalize on it.
Yep. And that's what ruins the music industry.
Well, that's what ruins like the music in general. All right, but anyways,
didn't we already cover that one?
Why hip hop be popular, dog?
Why do I think it's popular?
Honestly, yeah. Why do you think it's popular?
I think that
hip hop / rock. I mean / rap. My bad.
I think it's just like currently so controversial. Is why it's popular.
Controversial? I feel like it's just subjective.
Well, like, what are most like rap songs now? Just like fucking videos of people in strip clubs. That's the whole thing.
Honestly,
and the reason it's popular is because it's defying what the social or like what.
Are you trying to tell me that rap music videos appeal to the male fantasy? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Yeah, I'm telling you that.
That's a shame.
And I think that the lyric choice is very interesting.
Well, they gotta got shit that rhymes, dog.
Yeah. But like, it's just so different from what current like, or what last decade's music like was considered.
Yeah, good. But like,
I think that's the reason it's popular though, because like it's just so opposite that people these days.
First things first, okay, boomer. Second thing, each generation is going to find something different.
Yeah.
Because like that's why I'm saying it's gonna last for like at least another 2 decades, because a new generation's gonna find something new that they like or whatever. That'll be popular, so people will have to flock to that genre to like make money in music. That's how I feel, at least. So
well, like a lot of like people these days, or like our generation is very what's the word?
Are you saying our generation? What would you say?
I guess our generation.
Okay.
Like what has been the rise of this, like the main cause, because of younger people. They want to rebel against their parents and stuff. It's the whole teen angst return.
Yeah.
No. Except because rock and metal aren't being called the devil's music. It's now rap because it just contradicts so much of what society says is okay.
I feel like rock is still called the devil's music. If you go up to a Catholic right now and you like blast that rock
I'm
shit,
telling them, I'm asking them why we waterboard children in the name of the Lord. That's what I'm asking.
Well, the answer's already there if you read the Bible. It's so they can cleanse of the original
baptism
sin.
People. It's another form of waterboarding.
Anyways, next question.
So I want
to read it out.
Right?
No, read it out, dog.
Which one? Oh,
does rock influence other genres / metal?
I'm sorry, I'm a boomer. I don't have eyesight.
No, that's perfectly fine. I don't got it.
So, does it influence?
Yes,
I think that currently, or like current rock and metal does not, but I think that 80s, like 70s, 80s, and 90s does.
The question wasn't to be like specific. It didn't say like modern rock.
But we can take it
there.
So I think that 70s, 80s, 90s does have somewhat of an influence.
Could you name like a topic off the top of your head of like some like other genre that's been influenced by like rock and metal?
I think that early pop was by rock. I don't think metal has influenced anything, to be honest.
What genre is Imagine Dragons?
Rock.
Is it?
It's rock pop. Pop rock is definitely a genre that's been influenced by rock, because the combination of what we consider to be catchy and rock music.
Fair.
I think that metal and rock actually take a lot of influence from other genres.
Like what genres?
Rap, for example. It takes stuff from pop. It takes stuff sometimes from jazz, sometimes from classical.
Well, taking things from pop just means the song's popular and catchy.
Well, like what we were trying to do before is like try to define what pop music is. It's the catchy stuff, right?
Yeah.
So if we take that term, then yes, metal does take pop music into its sound.
So like a catchy chorus is what you're saying. Like
yeah.
Rock music with catchy choruses.
It has that like dumb catchy chorus.
I mean,
I think that rock has definitely influenced the punk genre for sure.
All right, Zach. Your favorite questions coming up.
Favorite rock metal band? Why? I think currently it'd have to be Slipknot.
Slipknot's your favorite.
That's the most mainstream metal band you can have, but like they just sound so good.
Got a thumbs up for Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, I agree.
Pretty good.
They just released a new album.
Oh yeah, I was gonna check that out, but I've been slaving away at school.
You can listen.
I will not. All right, I got tests to do. I got projects to do. I could.
Are you saying that the satanic sound of metal clogs your ears from learning?
Yes.
Oh, I see how this is. Do you have a favorite rock or metal band? I think.
Well, did I not just answer that question there? Is it,
my brain is dying.
Is Avenged Sevenfold not one of these?
Well, yeah, but like,
am I wrong?
I figured Dragon Force was your favorite. That's why. Yeah.
Dragon Force being my favorite. I like only know like one song.
Okay. Well, clearly, I do not know you.
Avenged Sevenfold. I actually know multiple songs from them.
I think if I were to have to pick a rock band that I like Nirvana a lot.
Mhm. You like polka music, Zach?
I do not.
Anyways, next question.
Do disbanded bands influence today's bands? 100%.
Well, yeah, that's. Like...
Let's just talk about. I'm sorry, you would have no idea, but for metal, let's talk about Motley Crue being disbanded and then influencing Steel Panther. Heavy fucking metal rules.
Alright, you want to talk about that then? Because I don't know about it.
Oh no, there's just an example.
Ah, I see.
There you go.
Well, there's something that makes this question very basic to answer. It's called us learning from history. So, like, obviously, that is 100% agree that disbanded bands do influence today's bands. But, like, you know, it's not always just 100%.
Speaking of disbanded / retired bands, have you heard of Slayer, one of the big four thrash metal bands?
Yes, I've heard of Slayer.
Yeah, well, they recently released, or they've created like these 6 records from hell is what they're saying. And
I've heard of that.
Yeah, so it's like,
oh wait, you've told me about this.
It's records in this record case that needs to be burnt in order to get it, and the song is exactly 6.66 or 6 minutes and 66 seconds long.
It's a sign of the devil.
Yeah. It's Pog.
Got a hot take there?
6 minutes and 66 seconds.
Well, like,
Yeah.
well, like,
So 7 minutes
Yeah.
and 3 seconds.
yeah, but they
Wait, no, 6 seconds. What?
but they do it like that because they want it to be 666.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
I don't know, man. It's
Honestly, if they break the laws of time to make a song, I feel like that'd be good.
yeah. One of the headlining things was it can be played in hell. It's called Hell P because like
Next question.
yeah, I see.
Wait, next question.
I see how this is.
We could just go.
This has become a metal podcast.
Oh my god, this is your question. This is boomer question.
I asked you to put.
This is boomer territory.
Will physical instruments become obsolete? I think eventually. Definitely within the next century.
See, asking will physical instruments become obsolete is like asking, are we going to use pen and paper in the next century? It's not gonna happen, dog.
I think that when it'll eventually become, because like saying it within the century is like a pretty big thing.
Within the next decade.
Well, I said next century, so I think within the next 30, 40
years.
Yeah, that it'll.
So like 4 decades.
Yeah.
Become obsolete. Okay, 4 decades becoming obsolete. I don't know about 4 decades.
Well, think about it. You can just like record like billions and billions of riffs and then just pop them onto the computer and like share them.
But they got to be like the same tempo, the same rhythm, the same, like all of that has to be like the same, or like you got to like find a way to replicate all those variables within playing the instrument, because you could play one note on an instrument differently like 10 different times or more than that.
Now that you say that, it's probably like gonna be like the next 3 centuries. Now that I think about it, because
next 3 centuries.
because
A century
is 100 years.
Yes, 3 centuries. That's not gonna happen. At maximum, I say a century. At minimum, I say like.
Well, no. Now that I think about it, because like. No, never mind. Because like my whole thought process for this originally was like, people like record different things and then plug them in.
Honestly,
but then it's like again, you can write a program that'll generate it.
If the next century doesn't have us going to Mars, or the world's gonna
that's very possible.
Or the world's just gonna be blown up, I'm gonna be very disappointed. Like extremely.
I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't space travel, but we'll save that for another podcast.
Ooh, foreshadowing. 5th episode.
Will radio become obsolete with streaming services, Spotify and Apple Music?
Yes.
That's a good question.
I honestly think, because like you could just do anything in your car very soon. So I honestly
already do.
So I honestly just think they will just become obsolete.
I don't know. Like it'll eventually but I don't know when that'll be.
So, do you think close future or far future?
I think far future.
Far future?
Because that would be putting quite a couple people out of jobs, and people do still enjoy radio.
Regardless, people are going to be put out of jobs.
No, I know that, but that's just like one reason to why. Another reason would be is that like people it's still in demand.
Truck drivers are going to be obsolete very soon because of self-driving cars.
Yeah, I don't trust that.
That just means you're gonna have like less low-level workers and more high-level workers, because there's gotta be people to people to work on those types of vehicles. So like obviously the people are gonna lose their jobs, but that just means they have to do higher-level jobs or high-level shit.
Well, like also radio is still kind of in demand. There's still people that enjoy radio.
Yes, but I don't know the last time I've listened to a radio.
I listen to the radio every time I'm in the car. Yep.
All right. Nexter.
What is the worst genre of music in our opinions?
Honestly, I can bump.
3,
I
2,
can bump to
1,
anything.
Country.
I can bump to anything, dog. I'll just be vibing to anything. Like, I honestly don't think there is a worse genre, because subjectivity.
Since this
so-
is my opinion, and I'm very opinionated,
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna say country's the worst and not give a reason to why. It's just
But
country.
that's not fun, though. The whole reason on why you give opinions is you gotta say why that's your opinion.
You know what? Fine. You want my opinion?
Yeah.
The reason country sucks is because it's just about people singing about why their fucking trucks left them.
That's a bad hot take, though.
And then it's just like
Are you telling me
everything
you
just
don't
sounds like
Sweet Home Alabama?
I don't.
You don't like West Virginia?
I do not.
Should I go? I should just go. I don't want to be here no more.
Okay, I see how this.
Those are like the base level songs. You don't even like them. I don't want to be here no more.
I just don't like the whole use of guitar.
You don't like whole use of guitar? What?
It just sounds so.
What do you mean?
It sounds so banjo like. Like they use banjos, but like
it's supposed to be like a slower type of thing.
yeah, it's just too. It's just slow in all the wrong ways. It's
Okay,
just
okay, Zoomer.
okay.
Next question.
Please. Thoughts of
Foreign music becoming mainstream in North America, BTS, Spanish, etc. That's how you say that.
I Love Twice.
Is that a BTS song?
No,
BT
that's that's a K-pop band.
I get it. I see now.
Yeah, you see. I mean, you've been wearing glasses this whole time, so I expect you to be able to see.
I listened to Blackpink.
Same.
I just had my family members listen to that, and I thought it was pretty decent, you know. So the whole reason why people are saying K-pop be good, like the true K-pop bands are saying K-pop is like good and shit, is because of the choreography. What do you think about that?
I agree. Like
You agree? You like the choreography?
It's very. All videos are very flashy. Very.
Is it hypnotizing?
Yeah.
All right.
And I do actually like the sound. It's because
People be
it
saying
just has a different sound.
how do you like this type of music, even though you don't know the lyrics? Meanwhile, literally all of North America be singing Despacito and not know the goddamn lyrics to it. Holy shiza.
Well, I think Spanish music in general just sounds nice. With the use of guitar in that.
You can make anything sound nice in any language if you don't know it.
Let's sing a
it's
song
not
about
that hard.
birdcraft
Yeah, and bird crap.
in both Korean and Spanish.
Yeah. I'd love to, dog.
I think that it's actually very good because it creates a lot of diversity in all genres.
Diversity in all genres. Are you telling me we're gonna see a mix between?
Well, it's
Oh, it's happened already. We got like rap and K-pop now. It's not bad.
like
Smiles.
in the sense of like cultural diversity because
Oh, you just
Here-
you,
here-
you,
here-
you just don't want to see white people.
no, here in North, it's all English speaking.
Oh, so you want the language
There's-
to be different.
There's
I
no
get it
there's
now.
no way of saying this without offending anybody, but like I mean in the sense of like most people in North America speak. I mean, we've had Spanish, right? Because America's second language, and French because Canada's.
That's America's second language.
Isn't it?
It's what?
No, it's Spanish.
Is
Definitely
it's
Spanish.
actually
Spanish,
like it's
Oh
been
my God.
officialized?
yeah. They have to learn it like we learn French.
Yeah,
No, I don't
do.
think they have to.
They do.
There's like a class, and I don't think they have to.
Well, like,
oh my god.
and then because like Korean is becoming popular here, that's good because it's giving them exposure, and I think that different languages are able to produce different sounds. So
I'm looking that up right now.
okay,
It doesn't. It's not official, dog. It's not official.
is it not?
No, but there's just classes on it. It ain't official.
Damn, my grade 3 teacher lied to me.
It's one of the most it's like one of the most common languages in United States, but it's technically not the government official language. The
Feels-
government official language is English.
Feels good to not be.
Bootleg English,
American.
by the way.
So, was the tens era good to music? Was
This is what 1920 or 1910s?
yeah,
or
that's
like
what I'm thinking. Which one?
1910s or like the 20s?
2010s.
That was my second guess. 2010s. What we got? We got like Dynamite there. What we got?
No,
Kyle Cruz and
Aw, heck yeah!
I thought that was like late 2000s.
We got like
Like
Usher,
2011.
Usher 2010s.
Usher,
Yeah. Do we got Black Eyed
I mean,
Peas?
it's all the way to 2019.
I think
Oh fuck, you're right. I'm shit.
2010s
Dog.
definitely the
2010s was pretty baller. But
Yeah.
that might be because it's our generation thing. It's pretty baller.
Dude, can we just like listen to Dynamite right now?
Minecraft version or the regular one?
Minecraft parodies.
Respectable. Okay, but let's.
California
Creeper.
Girls
Oh,
came out in 2010.
California Girls! Holy
Was it
smokes,
on?
that was a good
That was
song.
10 years ago.
That was actually a banger.
Play it.
No.
Copyright, come on.
Don't
Rolling
play it,
in
don't
the
play
deep.
it.
Oh,
Adele? Oh yeah, what am I saying?
who's Adele?
Who's Adele?
I'm kidding.
Who? Adele?
Moves
Who?
like Jagger.
Who Megalo?
Uh,
Moves like Jagger's pretty good. We got Friday. Smiles. Friday dog.
we're cutting it here. Ending the podcast. No more episodes.
But honestly, back to the actual topic at hand.
I think that it was so great for music.
But is that just because they were all catchy? Hence, like they were all just mostly pop music.
Yes.
Ah, I see. There you go.
Yes, I also enjoyed sitting in class and teachers would talk about how all music promotes sexting when like half the songs actually weren't promoting
Sexting?
Yes.
Where'd you hear this from? Which teacher did you have that I didn't?
Grade 6.
Grade 6?
No, because they had some special speaker come in and the guy's like, yeah,
Oh,
I don't know if you
some
remember.
like some SJW pandering. Oh my god, I literally don't remember any of that.
yeah.
I remember hanging out every time, like at lunch, to play like some game of soccer, and I remember nothing else actually. That's my education.
I think that also with the tens era, that music just kind of flourished.
That's pretty good. It's pretty baller. All right.
Anybody who disagrees is a boomer.
All right. Why is it difficult to get started in professional music?
I don't think it's like necessarily difficult.
Well, I feel like the question is like,
I
why
wouldn't-
why is it hard getting your foot in the door?
I don't think I would describe it as difficult though. I'd describe it as hard.
So what's like? Okay, then if it's not hard,
You have
then
YouTube, right?
fair.
You have access
but-
to like getting yourself out there.
fair, but like
But the hard part is getting yourself out there.
I was gonna say fair. You do have YouTube, but just like our podcast, right? It's gonna have trouble, and it will have trouble.
Yeah, trouble's great. That's why we started now.
Yeah, definitely in this climate,
I
this
think
YouTube climate.
part of the reason too why it's hard is because a lot of stuff is still pretty expensive. Even the cheap stuff is expensive.
I'm surprised you didn't just say like SoundCloud or some shit like that.
I don't support SoundCloud rappers, so therefore I don't support
Well,
SoundCloud.
They got some good musicians on SoundCloud that aren't rappers. I swear.
My dad's friend is doing the CBC Searchlight thing. It's like music stuff. I didn't even know what it was. And he's like, vote John Givens, and I was like, hell yeah,
Cool. I don't know who that is.
yeah.
I have to research to actually vote first. No.
Just don't research. Just,
What do you
just
mean
do it.
don't research? That's how you have.
I live life not researching.
That's how you have bad people in power, not researching. Dog.
Yeah, vote me for prime minister. Come on. So our music video is a large part of the industry.
Yes.
I'd say 50-50.
50-50?
Yeah.
You're telling me you don't think a music video?
Are you
is-
telling me that if somebody doesn't produce a song, they'll just get a music video?
No, I'm saying like, songs are good now, right?
Fine,
But
fine,
if you see
60-40.
if you see a baller video, you're obviously gonna have that song stuck in your head more.
In my opinion,
Or you're
most
just gonna
videos are shit.
visualize it more. Most videos are shit. What
Yeah.
the frick, coming from the guy talking about K-pop?
Yeah,
What the heck, dog?
K-pop's the exception. They're the outlier.
But like that's still music videos being like pop or good in like the
This is
industry.
overall.
Overall.
The industry is overall.
Overall, then yeah, I guess it's not that big. There's like some really like standoutish people, but like
At least
they were really
at
good
least
back
it's
then, dog.
50-50. At most, it'd be 70.
Like
30.
like boomer thing right now. They were really good back then. Music videos to get
Yeah.
like your music across.
It was really
pretty good.
impressive back then. I think it would have been more of a big part back in the 70s, 80s than it is now.
Oversaturated now.
Ooh, this question. Are we changing questions?
Well, anyways, I'd like to talk about the fact that we didn't have a consistent upload schedule, and it's the second episode.
Yeah, sorry guys, missed last week.
Like
10 years when this has hit 100 viewers. Sorry to those 100 viewers.
Sorry to those people who stood by us, waiting patiently for that next episode that would come out a week later.
People like me here, reoccurring CLG fan. We read comments.
The one comment you mean?
Yeah.
All right. Next question.
Do you think drugs influence an artist's creativity? Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Like, if your man's be on shroom, like obviously he's gonna take something out of that.
I don't think you've listened to Tool, but in one of
No.
their songs called Third Eye, they have a clip from a comedian, I forget who it was, where he's like, he's doing a whole spiel on, do you think, he's like saying, do you think drugs are bad for music or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
Okay.
well, if you think that, throw all your CDs and things away. And it was like,
But why exactly? I don't really understand that.
well, like
Because like technically drugs are just bad in general, but like they do boost creativity. But like I don't really understand what that piece is trying to tell me.
I'm paraphrasing this incorrectly.
Yeah, that's why I want you to explain it a little.
Well, I don't remember the exact thing and I can't play it, so.
No, it's okay. Next time, buddy. Next time.
Yeah.
Next
I
next
was
music
unprepared.
topic. It's okay.
So, but yeah, they definitely do, and I think that drugs are actually, I think way back, I think before 2000s they were like even more. I think now that it's died down like less,
Mm-hmm.
but like there's still people who do.
Well, obviously, there's people that do drugs in the music industries because, like,
Or I should say it's not as common, but it's still common, if that makes sense.
yeah, people die from the drugs. You know, we know that people do it.
Yeah, some people overdose on heroin and then go to rehab. Yeah. And then reappear like a couple months later.
What
Pretend
kind of question is this? Did you think of this one? The hell is this?
Will bands still
The hell
release
is
CDs
this?
in 5 years?
The hell is a CD, dog?
I think they will.
You think they will in 5 years? People still do CDs?
CDs are currently in demand just because of how like
By who? On what? What music?
rock,
Like rock? Okay,
metal, classical music sometimes,
But is rock dying out?
jazz music sometimes. It's not dying. I'm not gonna let it die.
You're gonna be the one avid supporter. All right. I can
can't
respect
let it
that.
die. No dying here. No one dies here.
Nobody dies here.
Yeah,
Everybody's gotta die sometime.
that's what you say.
Okay, Jinx.
Jinx, like?
That's not what I was
Is that not what Jinx
referencing.
says?
That's what
Mm.
Lucian says.
That's he.
No.
He. No. Jinx does say that. What are you talking about?
Wait, does she?
Yeah.
Wait, what's
She-
Just
Lucian?
call yourself an ADC. friend.
She says that after she gets like a kill or some shit. I think.
Oh, I thought it was like Lucian.
Or like she
Gotta
says it
die
after she gets her
sometime.
passive or some shit like
Oh,
that.
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I said everybody's gotta die sometimes.
Yeah, Lucian goes, everybody's gotta die sometimes, he just needs a little help. Or they just need a
Oh,
little
some just need a little help.
Yeah.
Oh my god, if you're gonna reference it correctly. I was referencing a song, goddammit.
I'm broken brain. Is listening to music while studying good for focus or just a distraction?
Yes.
It depends on the person.
Okay. It also depends on the music because
I think classical music is like the one people consider to
best.
yeah, it just like gives people focus.
Yeah, and based on your personality traits, rock could also be a really strong contender, or it could not be a really strong contender.
If I'm not listening to cattle decapitation on full blast in my ear while studying, then am I even studying?
General discussions. You didn't have to listen to that one. It's okay. Anyways, keep going, Zach.
So yeah, I think that it is good for studying for the most part, and that if it's a distraction, then just don't listen to it.
Well, I mean, obviously, but
Yeah, some people are like, yeah, it's a distraction.
We're not
listening.
forcing you to listen to the damn music.
I'm sorry, my brain track process lost because
I had a test, and the teacher allowed me to listen to music, and I thought that was the best thing ever. So I was just jamming out, had no stress whatsoever.
That's
while
part
I was
about
doing
having
that.
in our classes. I can just listen to music, and on like most midterms. So our overall thoughts on music in 2020, I think 2020 will hopefully be the rise of
rock
and metal. Yeah.
Yeah. You're looking for Return of the King?
I'm hoping some bands just kind of get good.
They would be
Get good enough.
They would be thrown into like the pop genre as well if they got good enough.
I'd be okay with that.
You'd be okay with that? You'd be okay if there was a pop rock or pop metal band that rises in 2020.
I'd almost call punk
punk?
Pop metal.
Punk is pop metal?
I don't know if
I'd
almost
pop
call it
metal. That's I like punk. I don't know.
I like
know about
punk
that.
too.
Punk is pretty good.
So we're being forced to wrap it up. Therefore, I'm yelling in your ear.
No. You can talk for longer if you want.
Oh, we have more time, editor?
Yeah, go ahead. You guys
Holy shit!
You guys got 8 minutes.
We got 8 minutes?
8 minutes.
Holy.
Let's go.
8 minutes to bed. Thank you. I'll watch Everybody Hates Chris for like 8 more minutes, Smiles.
So
That's a reference, dog.
Even better. Let's just like screw music and now let's talk about
We're going to switch topics.
Yes.
On a podcast for music.
Yes.
How dare you?
This you're gonna see where this is going. Okay. So the Roswell alien crash.
Oh my freaking god!
This is how
up.
it relates to music.
How does it relate to music? You're gonna pull up a song?
Everybody in Roswell was high, right?
Yeah, high.
The day it happened, and then some
High
retard
how?
was just like throwing discs, and they were like, "Holy crap, this is a UFO!" And then when the government decided to fly their test craft, people were like, "Yeah, this ain't a weather balloon," but in reality, it was a weather balloon.
Yeah. I honestly thought you were also gonna talk about like the moon landing and how that shit's fake. And I would have lost my mind right here, right now.
Yeah. So
shh, don't talk about that. I swear.
So, anyways, back to what we were actually talking about. Thoughts of music in 2020. I think that it will be the rise, as I was saying before, it will be the rise of metal. What do you think will rise?
Honestly, I just kind of want more indie shit to come out, dog.
What do you classify as indie?
Music that barely anybody listens to.
So would you say that currently favorite genre of music is indie?
Technically, indie means like it's independent. Like you got some like YouTube channels out there making songs like Mr. Jack S. I'm not gonna say his full name, but he's very good if anybody knows. Smiles TikTok songs had small beginnings. But
I
anyway,
enjoy watching 10-second songs.
Yeah, 10-second songs.
Yeah.
You know, there's a complete damn song, right?
Yeah. But like the YouTube channel is called 10-second song.
Oh, my bad. Okay, forgive me, 10-second song.
He does
Oh,
like,
I know
songs
what
in
you're
20
talking
styles.
about. I know what you're talking
It's
about
sick.
now. Yeah.
Love
That's pretty
listening.
sick. It's pretty sick, dog.
Yeah.
Scatterbrain memory and hopping me.
So we're gonna wrap it up because the thank you for watching is up.
Yeah, honestly.
Thank you for watching.
Thank
I
you.
hope your ears don't hurt.
Well, we haven't played any metal music. So.
Oh no, I like yelled into the mic a couple times.
Ah, yes.
Any closing thoughts?
Eder, you got anything to say?
Pee pee.